Jai Baba, Chapter 95. The mid-noon Aarti was attended by Kaka, his colleague and Dharamsi. The intention was to take Baba's blessings and leave for Mumbai. Dharamsi had made it clear to Kaka while walking towards the mosque that he was not going to take permission to leave for his home. He would take Baba's blessings and leave. He said this again in front of Shama. You can seek Baba's permission. I am not going to seek his permission, Kaka. That is all right for you, spoke Shama. But knowing Baba, he might ask Kaka to stay for a week. Anyway, all of them sat down in front of Baba and Shama himself sought permission for the three men to leave for Mumbai. Baba looked at Shama and began to narrate a story. Shamya, once there was a man who was terribly indecisive. He was a rich man. He and his house lacked nothing. Emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, all was well with this man, but he was never at peace or content. It felt as though this man carried the weight of the world on his head. If a thought was troubling him and a solution came about, in a short span of time another thought would burden him. His mind and his thoughts ruled his life. He couldn't keep his mind or his thoughts under his control. This man came to me and I felt a deep sense of empathy for this man. I told this man, decide how to go about life once and for all and then don't look left or right. Just keep at it. This needless restlessness is no good. It shall make you come in harm's way. Steady your mind, get your thoughts under control, or else one day you shall find yourself in deep trouble. Dharamsi realized that the man in Baba's story was in reality none other than himself. He knew that in spite of being affluent, having a happy, healthy family and success at work, he had no peace of mind. His mind wandered everywhere, making him cause trouble for himself. He knew that if he lacked anything, then it was peace of mind caused due to lack of contentment. Baba then did something strange. For the first time, he gave Kaka permission to leave homeward bound. Shama too was surprised. Dharamsi was elated. He had wanted Baba to accompany them back home and Baba had granted his wish. He realized the Sai was no ordinary man. He was an evolved soul, a saint. They stood up to leave and Baba looked at Kaka. Where is my dakshana, Kaka? Give me 15 rupees. Remember, Kaka, whoever gives me even a rupee as dakshana, I shall have to repay that person countless times more. 10 times and more I shall have to return to that person. Also know this for a fact that I never ask for dakshana. It is the fakir who controls all. The fakir points a finger to the individual from whom he wants dakshana and how much he wants from that person. I am just a messenger. The fakir shall ask it of that person who truly needs the blessing occurred from giving dakshana. This is not solely about give and take of money, Kaka. There is a lot involved in seeking and giving dakshana. I will never ask for anything for free. I shall always give tenfold back in return. An affluent person is blessed if he or she spends wealth on one's duty and helping those in need. Spending money on one's dharma and helping others is the only true purpose of wealth. You should keep in mind that walking the path of one's duty and indulging in charity leads a person on the true path of self-realization and salvation. Most people use their wealth on material and physical pleasures. Charity and dharma are forgotten, and only pleasures of the body are focused upon. True happiness comes to those who know how to spend their wealth. Money does not cause sorrow, but the way you use your money can cause sorrow. For those who are wise, it can bring a great sense of peace and happiness. You give dakshana, while I in return give you 10 times more and then slowly bring you on the path of renunciation and self-realization. Dharamsi was first and foremost a businessman. Whenever he saw profit, he jumped at that opportunity. He quickly removed 15 rupees and placed it in Baba's hand. Gone was the resolve not to give Baba any dakshana. His logic was simple. If by giving 15 rupees to Baba he could get tenfold returns, then a good deal was taking place. Baba smiled and gave all the three men permission to return home. Baba had often said that nobody can enter Shirdi and climb up the stairs of this mosque without permission and grace of Masjid-i, the ever compassionate mother. Nobody can climb up the stairs if I do not want that person here. Nobody can cross this threshold without my will and permission. Forget crossing this threshold, nobody can enter Shirdi without my permission. Thus, it was common knowledge that you entered Shirdi with Baba's will, and when you had to leave Shirdi, you did so with Baba's consent. One asked Baba if one could leave, and if he handed the sacred ash to that person, that itself was a signal that one could proceed homeward bound. If Baba did not place the Udi in your palms, meant that you had to ask again the next day till he either gave you a specific day to leave or blessed you with the Udi. Baba is the king of Shirdi and the emperor of the universe. His word is the law. Peace be to all. Baba bless us with the wisdom to understand the messages which he sends to us so regularly. Jai Sai.